I was a heroin addict for 30 years. In fact, I shot a needle into my arm yesterday. I was also dependent on as much alcohol as I could possibly consume every 30 minutes of the day. In addition to that, I was on meth and crack, fentanyl, and whatever other Class A drug one could possibly be on. In fact, currently I'm still on them. But you know what? I've had a haircut, I've had a shave, I'm wearing my Adidas, and I've got a good feeling that everything's just gonna be all right. Mathematicus for $1 gorillion. Let's fucking go.
Nobody does it better. Makes me feel sad for the rest. Nobody does it half as good as you. 'Cause baby, you're the best.
It's a Godwinson live news alerts. It's the year of the Spoony, folks. 2022, it's finally come. Noah and Weiler resurgence. It's the Spoony update. Spoony is back. The antediluvian king has finally made the long walk back, folks, and it's good to see. It's really good to see.
Nobody does it better.
You know what? Sometimes I wish someone could.
Sometimes I wish someone would. Nobody does it quite the way you do.
Why'd it have to be so good, folks? You might be thinking, we were waiting for the Kino Cathedral to cover this one. Lord Master PPP promised us all a Gumroad update on the Spoony experiment. You've got to realise, my friends, that nobody does it better. Because there's only one Spoony A-log and documentarian in this sector. And I've got a track record to prove it. The countless documentaries, the countless streams, the countless reviews of Livewire. It's all here, folks. We've got the Ultima reviews memorised word for word. Phantasmagoria 2. That's what this all stems from. It's the year of the Spoony. And you know what? It's good to be back. Alongside Spoony, bringing back the spirit of 2007 into the space year 2022. For real, folks. Where are we going to begin with this? I know exactly where to start. I just want to give you, I'm going to give you, right, a small amount, a tiny amount of Kino Casino A-logging. But the reality is that Godwinson's always done it a bit more creatively, a bit more intuitively than just stream sniping every night. That's never appealed. It's all about being true to the spirit of the Kino Dogway 2007 and doing it with a bit of flair, with a bit of creativity. And that's what we're going to do right now. Because does it hurt them more to go over 7 hours where they interview a dog fucker? A dog fucker. Woof woof, the dog's been raped. Or does it hurt them more to steal their show from them and do it better? I know which one I'd rather do, personally. But I just want to go into the promise that was made at the top of the last Kino Casino, the one before they interviewed the dog fucker, the Kevin Spacey of the alt-right. Now, just quickly, on that 7 hours, people have clipped the moments and points where the dog fucker was giving his justifications for fucking dogs. No pushback from PPP and Andy Warski. No pushback. Now, I'm not saying dogs like, oh, she looks like a dog. This is a fucking dog. Woof. An actual four-legged dog. But, you know, if there's not going to be any pushback, what can we say? But I just want to take you into the promise that was made.
Holy shit, and I showed up for $20 as I'm late and gay, but seeing Warski looking fresh.
Looking fresh. Cured.
It's amazing.
Cured.
Warski was and always is Kangs. Is back, boys.
It's on the C4 tonight, folks. That's it.
It's a fucking
snorting it, though. I'm snorting
huge
it.
support.
We're just waiting for them to get to the part where they promise the Spoony
We really do
update.
appreciate your contributions to the show.
Can I just also say to you all that I'm gonna also, after some of the streams too, I'll do some late night gaming streams.
Can't wait. Super Mario World incoming. Bing, bing. Wahoo!
So for anyone who's still chilling super late, it'll be more like a chill talk, whatever. Talk with the chat and fucking play shit.
And my solo channel is down in the description below too, the Keynote Cathedral.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to do an update on Spoony tomorrow there.
Hell
folks.
Oh, really?
Spoony had an interview with Curtis from Phantasmagoria 2.
Is that so?
And he's talking about making a new review. Folks, year
Ooh.
of the Spoony.
Isn't it just?
2023. And I also have some old blog posts from Spoony from back in the day that he made talking about his family.
Oh, I can't wait.
That I thought were interesting, that I
Can't
hadn't
wait.
seen before. So...
And I'm sure the audience can't wait either. Which is why we're stealing the show. So it's Spoony. Spoony is back. Now, last we saw of Spoony, Spoony was like a Grimer worm tongue. He looked fucked. Let's see if we can get a picture of Spoony as worm tongue. He was absolutely bottom of the barrel. The house had been foreclosed. He'd lost everything. And Spoony had gone from looking like this to looking like this. Spoony had gone from looking like that. It's Spoony of the Spoony Experiment. Let's review Ultima and Phantasmagoria 2. To looking like this. I want to die. My dog's dead. My house has been foreclosed. My girlfriend's left me. And it's all fucking over. Before and after, folks. Before and after. Spoony was really having a rough fucking time. But you know what? Spoony's decided to make the long walk back. In fact... we need to say that the long walk back isn't necessarily plain sailing. Because as Spoony said, on his Livewire Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous playthrough, he said this. He shared this with the audience. I mean, I just want to show you this because there's a lack of commentary. Apart from this part.
What happened? I had a doctor's appointment. And this isn't going where you probably think it's going. While I was in the doctor's appointment, my car got repossessed. So now I have no car. And I'm not likely to get it back.
Oh, fuck. At that point, that was 2 months ago on the Livewire, the Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous playthrough. He'd truly hit rock bottom, right? Truly hit rock bottom. I mean, can anyone recover from this? Right? People were shouting at the time, there's a thing called paying your bills, Spoony. Pay your fucking bills. Maybe don't get your car repossessed on the way to a doctor's appointment. But I think the takeaways that we can absorb from that is that, A, his brother, the cop, Miles Antweiler, he ain't paying Spoony's bills. He ain't bailing Spoony out. Right? And people all the time were asking, he's been thrown out of his house. He's literally been made a complete bum. He's lost everything. He's not even uploading properly. He's not making any money. How is he paying for things? Well, the reality is, and the answer we've just been given is, he wasn't. He wasn't paying for things at all. He was living in Arizona, which, let's be real, is fairly car-centric. I mean, you kind of need a car to get around there or else you're fucked. And now he's lost He's lost it. He's lost the car. Spoony's credit score at this moment in time is fucked. I doubt he has enough to finance anything. It really is a rough time for Spoony. I think it's at that moment when he was in the doctor's appointment and he walked out and saw that his car had been repossessed. I think it's at that point where he thought, I'm going to make the long walk back. I'm going to be resurgent. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make the long walk back to redemption. Because as we all know, Spoony was a king, antediluvian, one of the fair kings of Atlantis. The Spoony experiment brought joy to many back in 2007. There was only one real contender to his crown. The AVGN, we could say. But for my money, Spoony always had the edge. Spoony was a true king. He always put in a bit more into his reviews. There was always a bit more thought given to the humour, to the points, just to everything. And above all, Spoony had charisma. He was someone you could watch endlessly talk about anything and be entertained. He allied himself with that guy with the glasses. Got accused of being rapey. Had to leave that guy with the glasses. Now we're here. The past few years have been a small smattering of Patreon donators forgetting to unsubscribe that have been paying Spoony's way. But it hasn't been enough because he's not been uploading properly. There's been no reviews. There's been nothing. No glimpses of the old. But what there has been is the hope of many that one day he'd go home. He'd take the long walk back along those country roads and go home. And 2022? It's finally happening, folks. He's not Grimer Wormtongue anymore. He's finally pulling himself up by his bootstraps and is going home. And it warms my fucking heart that Spoony's back. That there finally is another torchbearer in the space year 2022 who's carrying the spirit of 2007 alive, keeping it alive and carrying it forward. It warms the cockles of my heart. But before we get into that, before we get into just how far Spoony has become resurgent, there is yet more, folks. So, Spoony hadn't had a really great time. Let's be honest. I need to mute the mic because it's distracting. How do I... Okay, so Spoony really wasn't having a great time. Things were pretty fucked. As you can see, you know, he hates Christmas. Last year he was talking about ruining Christmas trees, jumping on Christmas trees, destroying Christmas trees. His hatred of Christmas hasn't really left him. As you can see of November 8th, 2022, he says, I hate Christmas. I punch it whenever I can. So let's not pretend. Let's not pretend that all is well in the Spoony household. But even so, there's more joy in that. There's more joy in that one tweet than there has been for fucking years. Because at least he isn't saying he wants to rip the head off Christmas, fuck it in the skull, leave it in a ditch, as what we've been hearing really consistently on the Twitter feed. If you wanted content from Spoony, it was on the Twitter feed. You know, many used to speculate, right? The tweets that he was posting It sounds as though he's become Dr. Insano. And you wouldn't be wrong for thinking that the mental illness had kicked in and he'd finally become Dr. Insano. And you know what? Even though he's better now, or getting better, the memories of the past can't really fade in time. They'll always be with Spoony, just as we see here. You know, I just realised that in making a new review, holy fucking shit, it's a new review from the Spoony one. I just realised that in making a new review, I have to re-edit my intro without Oreo. So Oreo's the dog, Spoony's companion, Spoony's life partner. So he has to re-edit the intro without Oreo, and I might tear up here. And it broke my heart. All over again. Rest in peace, Oreo, the dog. But it's reassuring that it's the 1st of November 2022, and he's writing, I just realised that in the making a new review? What? Let's get the bunting out, folks. It's finally happening. Even though he's played with memories of his dead dog, his car's been repossessed, and he hates Christmas, content is coming from Noah Antweiler, the Spoony one. But it wasn't the first bit of content that we'd had, the promise of the new review. Because we're just lining up something here. And we've got to go back on the fucking unmute. Here we go. It's playing 8 songs at once. Okay. It's not the only content we had. So back in the day, Spoony reviewed Phantasmagoria 2, right? It was one of his most beloved bits of content that he did back in the day. No one thought we'd see what actually occurred this year. What actually played out this year. Nobody thought that we would see Spoony doing an interview with a person from Phantasmagoria 2 where he doesn't seem like Grimer Wormtongue. He doesn't seem as though it's all got him down and he wants to die. He actually seems okay, folks. Outwardly, he looks fucking fine. Now, I don't know what that says about the man's genetics, that he can literally live like Grimer Wormtongue, like Eugene Toombs from Squeeze, the X-Files episode, where he can literally live on livers and live the lifestyle of Mr. Kraut where he sleeps upside down. And a haircut and the promise of a new review has made him suddenly look like this, really. Look like this. Spoony's back. But before we can show you Spoony, we have to sit through adverts.
Did you download Grammarly?
I didn't download Grammarly, and I never want to, I'm afraid. But Spoony is back. Spoony is back.
I love it. Did you ever dig into?
Spoony's looking a-okay.
In those,
Bear in mind, he just looked like. Bear in mind that Spoony looked like this. Just a year ago, Mr. Spoony. It was all over for Spoony, let's be honest. But you know what? Now he's back. Now he's...
It means is foolishly sentimental or romantic. So, actually, in context, it's a brilliant translation.
So it's an interview with Curtis from Phantasmagoria 2.
In just one word. Oh, that's great. So I actually want to find the person who localized the game from Japan because that translation is amazing.
There's joy in the man's voice.
So it became the Spoony 1. Did it get to the Spoony 1? Did it morph along the way?
The Spoony one was just kind of a name, kind of a pen name.
Look at him talking passionately about things he knows. I never thought I'd see it. I never thought I'd see a smile on the man's face again.
I just decided to call myself Spoony.
Joy in his eyes.
Just because everyone was like, you have to have an internet handle.
Right.
A New Hope.
Fun name, and it's something people remember. So
Yeah.
You're right. This
I
old
just
man
wanna
is a
thank you for
Spoony
taking
bro
the
too.
time, to
This
do
old man has
this.
brought
People
back
have been,
Spoony to the
ever
current
since I
year,
started
2022.
Whatever this thing is, I'm doing. You know.
I never
it
thought
goes
I'd
way
see the
back.
day,
Back
folks.
in,
Truly, I am flabbergasted.
2008. My
Obviously, they're
Facebook
picking over.
messages started to blow up. I started getting all of these. Are you Curtis? Spoony says hi, or whatever this was, and I had no idea.
That's when you knew, right? That's when you knew that Spoony was at the height of his powers. That this guy who's just imparted this tale, that back in 2008, he was getting a shit ton of messages from random strangers going, hey, Spoony's just giving you a shout out. Spoony says hi. That was the power of Spoony. And here we are, all these years later, 14 years later. And finally, these two giants are together and able to break bread at the table, because let's not forget that back in the day, there was probably a lot of hatred between the Phantasmagoria 2 guy, Curtis, and Spoony. Let's not pretend any differently. Spoony raked the guy over the coals. We've got a compilation of where he mocks Curtis in the Phantasmagoria 2 review. But I just want to show you this. Two men breaking bread after a long walk back.
What was going on?
I didn't send them, I swear.
No, I didn't get the sense you did, and I didn't really engage because at that point I didn't know what you were doing, and I finally heard and realized that you were doing a Mystery Science Theater kind of send up of Phantasm, which it absolutely deserved. We were doing that ourselves on set when we were filming it, so it made total sense. And then I watched a little of it, and I thought of.
Now you might be thinking that the glow that Spoony has is from his computer screen. No,
and I thought
it's a righteous glow that emanates purely from within him.
Not sure I can sit and watch 4 hours.
Within him, a glow is emanating.
So I just kind of
The return of Spoony 2022.
And then it just, over the years, I would hear about it, and then when I this year when I created this little channel. By the way, we're in the. I thought you'd get a kick. I'm in the therapist's office. This is the background of the therapist's office.
Oh! I get it.
That's a reference. It's a reference to the Phantasmagoria 2. I mean, Spoony is joyous by that. He's just had a reminder of not only this man's glory days, but his own glory days at the height of the Phantasmagoria 2 review. We love a fucking redemption arc. We love the long walk back. We love it when kings of old finally sit atop their throne and are no longer addled by the ailments that affect them in the head. We love it when they get out of this content mire, where they have no compulsion, they have no desire. But the desire that they do have is to somehow match the standards of the past, and they can never quite marry up, so they sit in front of the webcam and they go and then they can't quite match up, and they feel depressed and get their house repossessed, and their dog dies, and they hate Christmas, and the nostalgia chick accuses them of rape, and it's tough. It's tough. But what we do enjoy is a long walk back. Because genuinely, you know what? I am proud of Spoony. I am proud of Spoony because over the years, as Spoony has had his A-logs, as Spoony has had many, many, many people who weren't there at his peak and at his heyday, call him lazy, call him a bum, say he should die, say he shouldn't come back. Fuck you, Spoony. All these unqualified come-latelys, these neo-Jesuses of the world who've created the downfall of the Spoony experiment, not one of them, a single one of them knew what the man was like in his heyday. Knew what the man was like when he was truly hitting home runs every night. And you know what? Maybe this is the time that he produces like a fully produced review of Final Fantasy 12, 13, 2, 15, like he did back in the day with 10 and 10-2. That's my fucking hopes. And you know what? I've got a strong feeling we might actually see that. It's taken all of fucking 12, 13 years to finally have Spoony back. And it feels good, bros. It feels genuinely heartwarming to see Spoony return. But it also doesn't really, I don't know. It doesn't really marry up with the league of haters that the guy has had. The guy's got a subreddit on him. He's got thousands of people who just hate the man's guts, want to see him die, try and turn him into a lolcow that they can pillory and destroy. But here, I'm all about giving Spoony the love he deserves. Because I want to see where the love is for Mr. Spoony. I want to see lots of spoons in the chat giving support for Mr. Spoony on his return as an antediluvian king, bringing back the teachings and the glory of fair Atlantis into the space year 2022. There's so many people out there who hate the man's guts and want to see him die. I want to give him some love, some joy, some motivation. I want to see spoons. Thank you, chat. Thank you. There is love today for Mr. Spoony. Because no longer will I be asking, where is the love for Noah Antweiler? He's made the long walk back, and it's time to recognise this. It's time to finally allow the man a bit of forgiveness, a bit of redemption, and see what he can produce. He's making a review. God knows of what. But he's making a review. It's taken 18 years. But we're back. It warms the cockles of my heart. It really, truly does. He's a plagued man. He's got a lot of stuff about him that's going to bring him down. But he's returned to camera. That in itself is an achievement. In that interview with Curtis, he's actually returned to camera. And that old man from Phantasmagoria 2, who wasn't old when he made that old man has brought Spoony out of his hibernation. That old man has healed Spoony's soul. I'm amazed as well. I'm fucking amazed. And do you know what? Do you know what also is great news? Spoony's YouTube channel. Spoony's YouTube channel for many years was stagnant. It didn't go up from the 114,000 subscribers that it remained at for years and years and years. But you know what's a bit of fucking good news? He's finally gained subscribers. He's finally on 115,000 subscribers. The man's resurgent. The man is back. The man has returned. I'm happy. It may have... Here's the moral, right? It may take a while for a redemption arc to be given, for it truly to be executed, and for truly the long walk back to the road, the country road, to be walked upon. But when it happens and it's sincere and it actually is true, everyone's happy. Everyone wants to see it. No longer are we going to have Spoony as Grimer Wormtongue, sitting in darkness, being the butt of everyone's jokes and all of the Johnny-come-latelys that want to spam out a video without knowing the lore. To shit on Spoony's grave without actually knowing the man, without knowing the man's glory, without actually knowing what the fuck went down back in the day. No longer are we going to have that. This was the man in his heyday. This is the compilation of the Curtis memes from back in Phantasmagoria 2 glory years. Many, by the way, say that this is his finest work, the Phantasmagoria 2 playthrough review thing. And you know what? It is up there. It's definitely top 5. I'm going to show you work of the great man back in the day.
And unless I see a Paul Allen Warner, the happy.
So obviously Curtis has aged.
I heard that, Curtis.
Seize this, Warner.
I heard that, Curtis.
Lord, son of a bitch.
Ring, ring, ring. I heard that, Curtis.
Oh, cool, wasn't it? That's too bad she didn't pistol whip him.
I heard that, Curtis. I know that joke's gonna get old, but it hasn't yet.
Yeah, rip him a new one, detective. I hope she locks him up with Hannibal Lecter.
I heard that, Curtis.
This is basically the Citizen Kane of 2008.
Now to write the Hair Club for Men.
That ought to be enough to fry your ass, Warner.
I heard that, Tom.
Don't move, Curtis.
I thought I heard you in here. Oh, you didn't hear that coming, did you, dickweed? Yeah, like I really want to talk to Batman.
He's coming back, folks, and it brings a tear to my eye.
I heard that, Noah.
Yes, thank you, Spoony. Thank you, Spoony, for such wonderful entertainment you've delivered to us over the years, and thank you for coming back and putting us out of this content drought that we found ourselves within. This is truly going to be your year, my friend. But he's going to face adversity. He's going to have a lot of people trying to drag him back into the mire. Trolling him on Twitter, mocking his sleep apnea, bringing up Oreo the dead dog and how he used to be on that guy with the glasses. Saying that things aren't as good as they used to be. He's going to have all that, folks. But not from us. Because the Godwinson fanboys stand with Spoony. The neat samurai are all in league with the year of the Spoony. And tonight we're compiling a spirit bomb for Spoony to use. We're going to give good vibes, good energy, hope in the darkness. Everybody, join in the spirit bomb for Spoony. It's going to be pretty big. We're drawing up the energy from the plants, the tables, the chairs, the A-logs, the spoons, and the women that have accused him of rape. Let's go. The spirit bomb is being made. You have us, Spoony. You have our backing, you have our energy, and we're giving it all tonight. This is yours, Spoony. It's yours, my friend. Take it all. Goodwill, good vibes. The spirit of 2007. Kino Dogme, have it all. Come back, King. Your throne's been cold. What can I say? We fucking love Spoony. Spoony's back. And no matter what blog posts are read from 20 years ago, where he rakes his family over the coals because he was in a bad headspace, let's not let that bring him down. The year of the Spoony is upon us, and I'm not going to have anybody, ruin that for me. I want my Final Fantasy 15 review. That's what I want, folks. I want my Final Fantasy 12 review. I've waited nearly 20 fucking years for it. And I'm happy to go on waiting through this spiral of where he tweets out, I'm making a review, guys, for the next 5 years, which is probably what's going to happen, let's be real. But I'm happy to gleefully sit and hope for him to drop that review than I am just watching him talk about how he hates Christmas, how he wants, to hang himself because the dog's dead and his car's been repossessed. You might be thinking, this stream's very petty. It's really fucking petty what you're doing here, Godwinson. You've stolen PPP's promise of a Spoony update. And you've done it better than he could possibly deliver in this space year 2022. You might be thinking, you fucking bastard. He had one bit of content that he'd been preparing for, that he had the writer's room going into, that he had the script laid out for. The Kino Cathedral was going to come back with a Spoony update, just like in the days of yore. That's the height of pettiness there. What are you doing? I have the high ground, Anakin. You were supposed to kill the grifters, not join them. You were my brother, Anakin. But one thing you should always remember is that I am the master, and you will always be my apprentice. Always be my apprentice. I should have known, folks. I should have known in the Discord calls. When he was saying that he hated sand, I should have fucking known. I should have known when he partnered up with Andy Abortsky, who slaughtered thousands of younglings. I should have fucking known. But this is our fucking Mustafar. You better believe it. Instead of backflipping around on a volcano planet, we're lightsaber dueling over various stream snipes covering Spoony's antics in the space year 2022. You better fucking believe it, ladies and gentlemen. You're a brother to me. Goodbye, Darth. See you on the Death Star in about 14 years. When you strike me down, but I'll become more powerful. You better believe it, Darth. You better fucking believe it. $100! Holy fucking shit. You know what? I love Spoony. Spoonie's back. Spoony is back with a vengeance. Spoony has been this for years now. For years. He's been live wiring, not being on camera, barely any commentary, just the odd scraps where he addresses the woes in his personal life. This has been the Spoony content, a loyal sub 3,000 viewers. I've been a part of them, and a few of you have been a part of them, watching everything, waiting for any bit of lore to drop, anything at all that reminds us of the good old days. And it's just been this. It's just been this. And it's been pretty fucking sad, what can I say? What can we fucking say? Not one time has there been a review. Not one time has there been anything. The last time he showed his face on camera was Batman: The Enemy Within. And he didn't smile the whole time. He just sat there, waiting to die. And it was pretty fucking rough. Half the time he wasn't even speaking. Half the time he was just doing his bare minimum obligation to keep the audience alive and just keep the last few pay pigs on Patreon flowing in. It was pretty fucking tough. And it's not a new phenomenon for Spoony. People have been wondering why he's not come back. All he had to do, right, all Spoony had to do to stay in his home where he wasn't repossessed, where he wasn't financially broke and completely fucked in life. All he had to do was put out one review a month, or maybe one review every 6 months, and people and their goodwill would have carried on paying for his lifestyle. He's finally decided, upon the realization that his car was repossessed and whilst he was in there for a doctor's appointment, he's finally decided to make the long walk back. He's finally got what it takes now to take the long walk back. Curtis from Phantasmagoria. You have nothing but my love, sir. My respect has no bounds for you. You managed to bring Spoony out of his depression spiral. He's not fully out of it. He's still going to hate Christmas. But it's something. It's something at least. It's the Spoony update. By the way, I hope you realise just how slim the content is on the Spoony update and what Ashton was promising there. His Kino Cathedral will probably be about 3 hours, and the majority of it going over blog posts where he used to rail on his family. But basically the update is that Spoony's making a review and he's had an interview with Curtis from Phantasmagoria 2. That's the fucking update. But that's the level we're at now. 6 hours of content based on the two happenings. It's unfucking believable. It truly is unbelievable. Before we round out this, I just want to give you some motivation as to what my motivations are. This is a song from a really amazing film called Black Rain with Michael Douglas, where he fights the Yakuza. It's from 1989. It's by Greg Allman. It's called I'll Be Holding On. And it motivates me, and it is my raison d'etre for pursuing and perpetuating the Kino dogma way past 2007. Because I have lived my life my way. For tonight and for today.
I have lived my life my way. Tonight, for today.
You know who wasn't allowed to live their life my way and for today? We're going to labour the point, guys. We're going to flog the horse, even though it's skeletonized. Because when the night is full of tears, I'll be holding on to little Andy. His memory won't die. Because there won't be no turning back. If you've not seen this film, please do fucking watch it. True, and it's Ridley Scott, Michael Douglas, Black Rain, 1989. So I want you to remember, folks, I know how it is, and I know how it will be. Because when all the rest are gone, I'll be holding on. I mean, it's fucked, isn't it? You interview a dog fucker for 7 hours, and don't say, whoa, bro. They just say it's morally neutral. Bestiality and incest with a fucking dog. I'm flabbergasted. What can I say? And that's what I do. I stand alone. I don't need anyone's sword. I don't need a retard monkey clapping his hands together in an Adidas t-shirt to prop me up. I don't need to stream snipe them every night. Because we do things a bit more creatively. We don't need to see shit to smell shit. That's for sure, ladies and gentlemen. There's only one person we'll be leaving the door open for. I think we all know who it is. That person's on the long walk back. That person's gonna shit out the Final Fantasy XII review and make it so that I can die happy and actually fucking retire. You know it to be true, folks. The door is left open for one person. Noah Antweiler of the Spoony Experiment. You have my love, sir. Welcome back to your throne. Atlantis, it has missed you. Cheers!